When a strange capsule lands on a beach of a mysterious island, a legend is born, one that will protect the earth beneath us. Hello everyone, this is Robert, and today we're kicking off a new year and a new reviewing style with the first in hopefully a long line of Bionicle reviews. To start, we're taking a look at set number 8532 Onua, one of the original Toa to be released in 2001. If you're not familiar with Bionicle, his design will initially put you off, but give him a chance. If you get past the skeletal robotic look, you'll find he has a lot of neat design cues that emphasise his mastery over Earth. First and foremost is his mask, which looks dark. I don't just mean the matte black colour they used to mould it in, but the side vents and the lack of expression gives an eerie look to the character as it hides any emotion the figure may have. It also reminds me of something out of a horror film, and emphasises that it is just only a mask and something equally strange is lurking underneath. It also has some lovely light piping. Another feature that adds to this look is his giant hands, and by giant I mean huge. They're almost as big as his torso, but once again they give an impression of power and girth, which fits the character's portrayal of mostly living underground, tunnelling his way through Earth. The rest of the body in comparison is fairly dull, with black continuing throughout his torso and into his legs. I would have liked there to have been another colour introduced into the toy, but finding the right combination that suits the character and works with the existing colour scheme may be more trouble than it sounds. So his articulation is kind of unusual, as he is after all, Lego, and you'd think that Lego doesn't really have much articulation than normal minifigures. However, Bionicles was quite revolutionary at the time it came out because it introduced something called ball joints. Yes, this figure has ball joints. It has 6 ball joints altogether. 2 in the arms, 2 here, and 2 in the legs. Now let's start off with the arms because they're quite interesting actually. He has a ball joint in the elbow, as you can see, which allows him to move all the way back and all the way forward. It does allow an outward movement, but you have to do that, which kind of looks like he's broken his arm. Now, he doesn't have a wrist articulation. However, because it's Lego, you can get away with something. Say if you want to have his wrist turn, I don't know, into a side angle, then just unplug his hand and plug it back in. And there you are. The reason is because he is mainly made up of Technic pieces. The arms, as you can see, the hands, have the normal black 4-point entry piece that you'd have on a Technic, which means they can go in any way possible, which is pretty cool. And it gives him quite a lot of range with his hands. Now, he doesn't have any waist articulation. He does have some articulation in the legs. Now, this is where it gets weird, people. Now, you would think he would have some ball joints at the hip. He doesn't. He has ball joints here, which is slightly weird because that's where his hip is. Which means he has a very unusual articulation which allows him to do this. Yes, he can kung fu kick at an angle, but it also looks like his leg's broken from this angle. It's slightly bizarre, and it's really weird. I don't know why they did that. It also means that he has virtually hardly any articulation moving forward. That's about as much as you can do. And moving back, that's about as much as you can move doing back. He does have ball joints at the legs. He has one ball joint that connects his leg piece to his foot, and it gives him quite a lot of articulation there. You can do quite a few poses with this ball joint. Now, all these ball joints are fairly stiff. You won't get them becoming soft. He can stand in quite a range of poses. However, there's one thing more to talk about. So we might as well talk about the gimmick while we're at it. And as you can see, there are cogs at the back because he's mainly a Technic figure with some small Lego parts on him. However, these gears do something which kind of hinders his articulation. I talked about the arms earlier, but if you twist this, they basically do this. Yeah. He has a running feature, which is good, don't get me wrong. I don't mind it as such. The thing is, there's no way to freeze the cogs. For instance, if you put his arms up like this, they're going to droop. No matter what you do, they will droop at an angle. However, if you put his arms, say, only slightly up, they will stay. It's really weird. It depends on the pressure, although as you can see, it's slightly slipping down now. It's really bizarre. Certain angles, the gimmick works, and works really well, and you can freeze it there. Other angles, it just floops. It's a shame really, because I like the gimmick. It enhances the toy. It's what these original Bionicles were known for. But it's just a shame that it droops, like so. In comparison to other figures of his size and price point, Onua is about the same height as a recent Transformers Generation figure, and slightly larger than the 3¼ inch action figure. Overall, he may not have the best colour scheme with the original Toas, and lacks articulation due to his gimmick, but in my opinion, out of all of the original Toas, he gets across the feel of the character the most. From his powerful digging claws to his hunchback appearance, it cries out of an isolated individual who hardly ever sees the light of day. However, good luck trying to pick him up, as he goes for some ridiculous prices on the aftermarket. I would recommend him if you can get him for a decent price, and like the style he's going for, then yes, he's a worthy robot to add to your shelf. However, if you want more from your Bionicle, then stick around as things start to get better from here on.